Firstly, start by creating an A4 document, naming it Watercolor. Load the brushes with a double click on the file. Photoshop will open if you don't already have it open and you are done. You can also load them from within Photoshop in the Brushes window menu. Open the images by dragging them to the tab area. By not dragging them to this area, they become smart objects. Using the Move tool, drag the image of the texture onto the tab of the A4, and once it is activated, drop it more or less in the center of the A4. Adapt the size, making it a little smaller with Edit Free Transform. Then make a copy of the texture layer using the Move tool, and while pressing the Alt key, move the layer to an adjoining area. Create in this copy of the layer a layer mask and generate a linear gradient from black to transparent so to smooth the edge. Combine the copy of the texture from Layer, Merge Down, and repeat these steps to cover the entire A4. Flatten all the layers, avoiding that any of the pieces of the texture remain outside the canvas. This would increase the file size. Use the Spot Healing Brush tool to clone any areas that may seem irregular and where the edges join are so that they are no longer noticeable. Add the image of the model and adapt the size with respect to the canvas, the same as we have done previously with the texture. You can also go to Select All, Edit, Copy, and then paste on the A4. Most importantly, to create a drawing of the image, download the tutorial file Convert Image to Drawing using Photoshop. Open it and double-click on the smart object to edit it. Drag and drop your image of the model onto it. Aim to cover the empty area, making a selection of the entire canvas, subtracting the image area from the model, and edit fill, making sure content aware and color adaptation are selected. Save, close the smart object, and any filters used in the layers of the smart objects will be applied, updating your new image. We only want the line without the charcoal effect, so turn it off by clicking on the eye icon of the Textures group and also of the original Copy 3 Smart Object. Remove the layer mask from the Line group by right-clicking on the layer mask thumbnail. Expand the group and from the layer Original Copy 2 and remove the mask. Now we're going to disable the charcoal effect. Expand the Effects menu applied using the triangle to the right of the layer. Turn off the first filter gallery by clicking the eye icon to deactivate it. Scroll down to the original layer and turn off the filter there too. Turn off the background group and layer flatten image. Now we have the image converted into a drawing. Take it to the watercolor document, blend the layer in multiplied mode so that the white disappears and fit it to the original image. Convert both layers into smart objects in order to apply filters. Convert them in the layer window by right-clicking in the layer name area, not on the thumbnail. Note that the menus are different depending on where you click. Create a folder under the model layer, add 4 new layers, and apply a brush from the downloaded set in each one of them. Generating a stain this way on each layer allows you to freely edit the composition later. Apply a first filter in the model layer from Filter Gallery, Artistic Sponge. Brush size 0, definition 0, smoothness 3. Apply a second one, Filter Gallery, with 4 filters layers. They are created from the bottom right of the gallery. From top to bottom, the filters are texture, grain, so intensity 7, contrast 57, and grain type soft. Then brush strokes, accent edges, so edge width 2, edge brightness 38, and smoothness 5. Artistic paint dots, brush size 8, sharpness 2, brush type white sharp. And finally, artistic poster edges, edge thickness 0, edge intensity 0, and posterization 6. Add blur filter, blur, Gaussian blur with radius 0.4. Apply filter gallery in the line layer with the following: brush strokes, accent edges, edge width 1, edge brightness 28, smoothness 4. Artistic paint dots, brush size 9, sharpness 1, brush type white sharp. And then artistic poster edges, edge thickness 5, edge intensity 0, and posterization 6. Moreover, blur, filter, blur, Gaussian blur with radius 0.2. With the model layer, right-click and create clipping mask with a group of brush stains and blend in screen mode. Using this blend mode helps in case you need to add any white to the group of layers, allowing to remove any of the stains, and therefore the image will only be seen in the gray and black areas. Expand the group and finish composition the spots in terms of position, size, rotation. Add layer masks and paint on them using the watercolor brushes to create the background. Add a mask in the group and hide parts painting with black with watercolor brushes. Blend the group using multiply mode. To end, add a level layer to clarify, paint and mask using the watercolor brushes. Click and create clipping mask with the image of the model. To give it a color style, create a gradient map layer. Click and create Clip and Mask and select an attractive gradient from the Gradients window menu. You can add more collections of gradients and also edit one to customize it to your liking. Doing so still allows you to paint on the mask to hide parts of the layer. Blend it in color mode. In the line layer, create a clip and mask with a copy of the model and mask parts of the line. Select all the layers except the background layer and create a group, and make a clip and mask with a layer of levels to contrast and paint some areas on its mask to cover them. Blend in multiply mode. Finish by adding another layer of levels, merging it in soft light mode, and reduce some areas using the mask.